This conference will now be recorded.
Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes.
So before we start, my name is Ram. I'm working in Salesforce from past 13 years. So I've been associated with career IT around from past 5 years. So we are training multiple people in Salesforce, and so I'm technically I've trained more than 2,500 people in Salesforce, especially both in admin, development, Einstein, and integrations, MuleSoft, and different technologies within the Salesforce itself. Yeah. As of now, I'm working as one of the as a technical architect is and one of the prestigious companies throughout the world. Yeah, this is about me. Now, today, what are we gonna discuss? So as the session itself says, it's just a basic introduction of Salesforce. So we'll see what is Salesforce, why do we need Salesforce, what are the advantages, and why people are running behind Salesforce, not just us, organizations, and like what is the path of Salesforce, like how can you be an admin or developer, whatever, and different products of Salesforce, and at the same time course content and the future of Salesforce. Yeah. Anyone has any questions or anything, you can stop me right at the moment and please do raise your questions. Okay. And I would like to make the session as interactive as possible. Instead of me speaking, I'll show some slides. Please, if you're aware of it, please start speaking. For example, this one. So, can anyone speak about this? Anyone?
Uh, it's like how development is done.
On?
Like on the computer structures, like industrial.
Yeah. So this
And
basically shows you the
intention.
industrial revolution, right? The first one is with steam and then electricity. And most of the people are still thinking that we are in third industrial revolution, which is computing. But actually we are into fourth industrial revolution where it is artificial intelligence. How? For example, till 1 or 2 decades back, if we want something to be done through a system, we used to speak with that particular machine in such a way that it can understand, right? For example, if you want to write if I want a robot to raise its hand, I have to send some commands, right? Or if I want to search for a product in Amazon or any of the e-commerce websites, I have to open that website, give the right name, and then it used to search. But these days, it's not like that. I can send a voice commands, or even the machines started understanding the human language, right? They are responding to us. For example, you have Siri, right? You have Google, you have Alexa, right? So most of the technologies that are coming up are mainly working on this artificial intelligence. And of course, Salesforce is mainly into this. They do have a product called Einstein, where you'll see. Okay, then um, if you have ever remember, like again, a decade back or 2 decades back, if anyone in your family or your friends are there into IT, so they were used to work on legacy platforms. And what is legacy platform? Anything which is old, any old technologies like Python, or it could be SQL or C++, any of these technologies. So if they want to build an application, how it used to be is, first of all, they have to complete this entire setup in their organization first, which means to build the app, I need that software, I need a lot proper machinery. I need to provide define my own security, and of course the servers where I can host this, all this, right? And I need to have a mobile a web developer, so that along, I mean, even if he doesn't know the technology that I'm building the application, I used to hire one extra web developer so that he will build the screens or the responsive screens in such a way that if people are using mobile, they can also make use of it. So I've seen multiple people who are doing all this. But forget about building an application. Or can someone tell me why do we need to build an application? Why should I need it? Anyone?
To meet the organizational requirements.
Uh, okay, to an extent. But see, application is built to make our life easier, right? For example, recently I've watched something called 5 Minutes Craft in Facebook, where they'll show you a problem. For example, while walking, the shoes become suddenly dirty, or they have some balloons at home, but it's not useful, something like that. And then they'll blink an idea, they'll get an idea, and within 5 minutes, they'll make use of that product so that it will help them. Similarly, like unless until I see a problem, I won't get an idea to resolve it, right? A very simple example. These days, looks like most of your Indians, if you're there in India, then you might have heard about Redbus, right? Or a very simple one, WhatsApp. How come WhatsApp been developed? Do you know Redbus has been built by only just by two people? It was started by just two people in Bangalore, in India. So they have seen people going to travel agencies regularly to get the availability. I think I'm sure a couple of you might have done the same. Even I did the same. So whenever I want to travel to my hometown, I used to go to some agency, ask them, "Hey, do you have any tickets available for tomorrow or day after?" And sometimes they used to say yes, sometimes they used to say no. So I have to spend a lot of time in traveling all to that till that travel agency, because it's not like everywhere it will be there. It will be there and only on a specific centers, right? So it was always difficult for me, right? So looking people who are doing this, so what these guys thought is, okay, we will build some application so that people will start using this app to book their tickets. Now if you are directly booking in that travel agency, or even if you are booking the bus tickets even in this red bus, I don't think there will be a difference. Then what is the use for these people? Because the moment you open that application, they'll hit one view, so the number of views, they'll be getting the money. And at the same time, no the like the moment you start booking tickets, right, they'll get some commission also. So this was an idea built by some people, right? So, anyways, we are not that bothered like how this was built and all. Now, So once they get an idea, for example, let's say there is no web applications and all, okay, they have to build on legacy C platform. Then this entire setup they have to manage on their own. Why? Because it's a individual set, right? So the person or the organization who is building that idea or who is building that application have to set up this entire infrastructure. To set this infrastructure, it will easily take at least 6 months. And on top of it, as you are building your own security, there is a high chance that it can be broken easily. That is where you have seen a lot of English pictures where they used to hack US defense system everywhere, right? So to avoid that, we have something called cloud computing. So what is this? So we have two types. One is on-premise, which we have seen now, and the other one is cloud. So again, this cloud computing has been divided into three types again: infrastructure, platform, and software. Right. So the moment it is on-premise, owner of the resource or the application owner will be responsible for everything, whether it could be networking or storage or server, operating system, middlewares, runtime, everything. But the moment we jump into cloud, so here ideally what will happen is there will be a service provider sitting somewhere in let's say New York. He said, Ram, if you want to build an application, don't worry, don't waste your time in setting the infrastructure. I will set it up for you. I have already a setup. So what I'll do is you pay me, so I'll give you some space in my setup so that you can start using it. So I will be his subscriber, right? And I'll start building it. Now again, in infrastructure, like it is halfway through. So I have to build my own OS, operating system, middleware for any integrations, runtime issues I have to handle on my own, data structures I have to build, application also I have to build. This is one one type of cloud computing. Is there any example for this? Yes, Amazon Web Services is mainly into infrastructure. Here, what happens is they'll give us a black box, entire setup again in that black. So, of course, half of the job is taken care, but rest half again you have to take care. You have to set your own platform, all this, right? But when you go to platform as a service, this is where 80% of the job will be taken care, which means you will have a platform. Only thing is you have to build your own application, manage your own data. That's it. Rest all will be taken care by the service provider. Example, the first step of Salesforce, that is Force.com platform. So Salesforce works on Force.com platform. We will work on it in future sessions. I'll show you, right? And you have to build your own application and manage your own data. And the next one is SaaS, which is software as a service, where service provider says, "Hey, you want to build something? Just come and use my system. I have a similar market standard product. If you want to use it, you use it." This is where your actual Salesforce license. The moment you buy Salesforce, the beauty of Salesforce is the moment we buy the licenses of Salesforce, Salesforce by default gives some market standard applications like sales, service, marketing, community, etc. etc. What is market standard? For example, let's consider sales. So, what do you mean by what is the standard process of sales? Anyone? Can someone tell me what would be the standard process of sales?
We have to advertise.
Sorry, simple, right? You will give some advertisements, right? So, which means you'll do some campaigning. Based on that campaigning, you will get some inquiries, and if they are interested, they'll become your customers. Correct? For example, if you go to big shopping malls or very big grocery stores, so have you ever seen the salespeople or they'll give you small sandwiches saying that's it, please try this, taste this. Why they're doing it? Is it because they got some extra sandwiches or extra sweets? No, right? They are giving you for taste so that if you like it, you will buy their product, right? If you remember, especially in India, so we had Reliance Zio, right? Earlier it was free, right? They made it free for more than 6 months, I think close to 1 year. People are used to it. That is one strategy. Now they're asking for payments. So there's a different strategy. Or earlier Netflix subscription till last year. Like if you want to use Netflix, you can make use of it for 1 year. Sorry, 1 month for free of cost, right? Post that they used to pay. Why 1 month free? Because within that 1 month free subscription, Netflix thinks that okay, if Ram feels good, if he let him use it, if he is happy with the content that is provided by Netflix, he'll automatically become my customer. That is one way of marketing. Right? And the other one is when you open YouTube, suddenly some brigade or prestige ads will come in between. Some product ads will come. So unless until you see about you know about the product, you won't even go and look for it, right? So that is one reason. So once you started looking into that product, let us say if there is a need or if you want to buy it, you will go look at the price and buy it. The same standard process is well defined already in Salesforce, which means if you want to use Salesforce for your sales process of your organization, you don't have to run behind developing everything from scratch. You already have it in the system. Ram, does it mean that Salesforce is used only for sales? No. So Salesforce has been used. Okay, these are a couple of examples for different types of technologies within cloud. Yeah. So if you see here, Salesforce has a concept called Customer 360, where if you see a customer and a process, then you can make use of Salesforce. Because even I'm being into technology, I mean Salesforce from past 13 years, I will never ever say that Salesforce is the only solution that you can make for that can be answering all your business problems. No, definitely no. So I've been worked on different projects where I have declined the people or the business saying that no, this you cannot use Salesforce or this is not the right solution. You can go with some other technology like SharePoint and .NET as well, right? So when to use Salesforce in that case? If you have a data, some, it could be a customer data or some other your student data or anything, and you have to define you're planning to define a well-defined process. That is where you can make use of your Salesforce. And if you see here, all the products of Salesforce is launched over here. It could be sales, service, marketing, e-commerce. Also, Salesforce is there, but it's not that widely published. So, like Amazon, you can build your own commerce website using Salesforce. Also, you can build your own applications and analytics. Salesforce helps you for doing analytics and integration. Like so one of the biggest issues with any of the new technologies is integration, right? So I will launch a brand new technology. Let's say people are already using some of them are using SAP, some of them are using .NET, of course some of them are using Salesforce. And now I will bring in a new technology, let's say Ram's technology, and I would say this is the only solution that you have, or this could be the solution for any business problem that you have. Okay, sounds good. People will say, okay, Ram, show me the technology. And I'll say, there is a catch in it. The thing is, if you want to use this, you have to use only this. You have to dismantle or decommission all your older ones, and you have to use the only technology because I cannot speak from my technology, cannot speak with any other systems. Then there is no point in building it, right? Because the moment you have application to the system, a technology into the system, it should be available in interacting with different machines, different servers when and where required. That is what is We call it as integration. A real-time sync between two different systems is nothing but the integrations, right? And how does it come? Again, you will have different features in it, and Salesforce is well versed with it. And there is one company called MuleSoft, right? So this is one of the best technologies that is there available in the world, and it was acquired by Salesforce around 2 years back with, I think, $750 million. So that's where you see M here. So M denotes for MuleSoft. Of course, it's a paid license again in Salesforce, but with that you can do integrations easily. You can do the seamless integrations as well. And like the way you have your, can someone tell me what is Google Spreadsheet? Anyone? Google Spreadsheet or Google Notes? What is it? What is a Google Doc?
The source of having notes to be stored in a application.
That would be in cloud, right?
Yeah. What is the use of it?
Multiple people can view it at a time.
Okay. What else?
You can just modify anything whenever you want, or you can save it.
At a time. Again, the same multiple people can modify it at a time, right?
Yes.
That is nothing but your employee experience. Similar to your Google Docs, we do have something called Quip in Salesforce. That's a product again, a different product where it will help you to help multiple people to modify the document. Then we have Trailblazers. So there is one website called Trailblazers. So that is where every 4 months Salesforce will release one new feature. The feature details and all will be there in this. And then industries. So Salesforce has been used in multiple industries. For example, it's been used in education industries. Like Stanford is using it. If you're aware of, I think one of the common advertisement that you have heard across the world, Paytm, right? The transactions, the back end of Paytm is Salesforce. One of the biggest banking sector across, or I would say not just banking sector, one of the financial group sector across the globe, Citibank, Citigroup, not just Citibank, because in for India it is just banking sector, but when you go to US and all, they are into different areas like financial, Citibank finances. We do have Citibank, what is it? Real estate, everything. So they are using Salesforce. Amex, one of the richest credit card company, right? They are using Salesforce. British Petroleum, they are using Salesforce, and Harvard using Salesforce. And the first example that I told you, Redbus, is one of the customers of Salesforce. And Ram, you are always speaking about big companies. So, is there any small company? Yeah. Actually, okay, I forgot the name, but I'm from Andhra, basically. So we have one city called Vijayawada. So there is one small industry where they are using doop sticks. They are preparing doop sticks. It's not a well-noted brand, but still, they'll make a profit of 10-20 lakhs a year. That's it, not more than that. In the entire year, the entire industry is making 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs. They are using Salesforce. So which means Salesforce has wide range of licenses, and based on the license you can make use of it. So if they're not getting profits with the costings of Salesforce, then definitely they won't use it, right? They've been with Salesforce from past multiple years. And Salesforce has something called partner community where it is partnered with organizations like IBM, Wipro, or Deloitte, Accenture, and many other smaller organizations also. And there is something called success community in Salesforce where uh, we call people as trailblazers. So where you can pose your question, maybe other person, if I pose some question, maybe other person working in different organization who doesn't have any interaction with me can also see that and pass it, answer it. It's like your stack overflow. So this way you can have a bird eye view on any of the data that is provided by the customer using Salesforce. Yeah, and these are the different platforms that we have in Salesforce. Yeah, and yeah, this is one of the simple example. Like the moment I want to use Salesforce license or no, a space of Salesforce, right? I will be getting a dedicated space in the Salesforce server. If you consider this entire apartment as a Salesforce server, so I'll be getting a dedicated space here. Here, what is the advantage of any apartment? Of course, there are a lot of disadvantages as well, but what are the advantages? You can make use of shared resources like power, water, maintenance, etc. etc. Right? What are the disadvantages? So, for example, if I got this space, I should be in this space. I should not make a lot of noise so that it will create a disturbance with others. But you will still have some limitations, right? Similarly, even in Salesforce, also it's a multi-tenant architecture. It follows multi-tenant architecture, and we also will have something called governance limits, where I'll discuss more about it on every feature. Every feature in Salesforce have a limitation, so we'll discuss about it. So why we need to discuss about that limitations? Because your credibility comes out only when you're developing an application in such a way that keeping all your limitations in mind and making sure that it is not impacting your business. So we'll discuss about it. Yeah. Now, building an application in Salesforce is very simple. The moment you get an idea, you get the license, build the application, deploy it. That's it. And the best part is I don't have to hire any web developers. So by default, Salesforce supports all the gadgets used by the business. It's a default setup, so you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, and by looking at this, like earlier you have to spend a lot of time in setting up this infrastructure and operations, but this time you just have to concentrate on building your application. It can be done in a couple of days or weeks. In our organization we have something called uh, what is it, do it yourself, where if you're a business user, if you're aware of basics of Salesforce and you have a business case, you can build your own application also. And there are cases where my business got the system admin access, and they build the application within 2 days because entire infrastructure is already there in the system, right? It's not required, but yeah, he is the CEO of Salesforce. And yeah, so one thing you would have asked me is, okay Ram, it is in cloud, how secured it is? So that's where came up with this point called, see, the fourth industrial revolution starts with one very important point, that is trust. Yeah, Salesforce is being unique in the market when you compare with any other technologies, because sorry, not just because it is on cloud, but it is highly secured application. Till date, if you can just go back and look into it, so you don't have a single news, you don't see a single news. It doesn't mean that they are hiding all the details, but there is no database till date. Because for example, these days you might have seen when you're logging into Facebook or your Gmails through a new systems or a new machines, they'll ask you for verification code, right? A one time OTP, one time passwords will be sent to you, right? It was implemented in Salesforce somewhere around 2006, not just today, right? So that secured it is. And of course, if you want to extract the data, that's not that easy in Salesforce. You have to connect with some tools like data loader and all, which needs a 16 character code, uh, which will be sent again to your personal mail IDs, which is registered with Salesforce. Yeah. Who knows about App Store and Play Store? Sorry, my question is wrong. Who don't know anything about App Store and Play Store? What are they? What is an App Store or Play Store?
A place where
So
we
these are
can
the,
download.
yeah, this is the place where we can download some mobile applications and use it for our purpose. The best example, WhatsApp,
Yes,
right? Let's say
yes,
session started for tomorrow. Career IT want to intimate everyone about the session, saying that okay, these are the timings, this is what the topics that we are discussing, these are documents, etc., etc. For all this communication, they won't inform one by one, right? They'll simply either create a broadcast list or a WhatsApp group and do it. For this, there are two ways. Either I can do this using WhatsApp because 99% or I would say 100% people are using WhatsApp these days, right? Now, for example, I have defined a new mobile application and Carrerity is using it. And now they can say that, hey, uh, there is one application being developed by Ram, our trainer. So please download it. They can send you a link and they'll ask you to download it and they can start communicating that. That is also fine, but they won't do it, right? Of course, even I won't develop it. Why? Because I have a ready-made solution, right, in the market available for free. That too. Even if WhatsApp says that everyone have to pay 1 month, sorry, $1 a month, till even after that also people will use it. That is where we are addicted with the system, right? Now, even if I can build a solution, let's say if I'm the world's best developer, mobile developer, I won't build that. Why? It's available and it was implemented by some ABC person. I really don't care why they have, when they have built it, why they have built it. It's serving my purpose. I'll use it. Same concept. And by the way, Play Store, I won't say it's a replica, but first you got App Store, which is launched by Apple, and then looking at this, Google built Play Store for Android, right? And you know what? The idea behind this App Store, and of course, the domain name appstore.com domain name has been registered by this fellow first. And as he is the friend of Apple CEOs, Steve Jobs, he have gifted that domain to him. And that's where we got App Store, and now we have Play Store also for Android mobiles. And now he came up with a new word called App Exchange. You can pause a session, you can search for it, story behind App Store, you will see the entire thing. So, what is App Exchange? So, what is your App Store or Play Store? They are the marketplaces where you can see and install the applications which fits to your mobile. Either it could be Android or your uh, Apple devices, right? Now, what is App Exchange? App Exchange is the place where I can see and install and make use of the application that fits in my Salesforce organization, right? And can you build a mobile app and launch it in App Store or App Play Store? Yes, it is, right? Without any approvals, you can simply have to, you just have to build some application, upload it, so it will be happen in 2 3 hours. That's it. People will start using it if it is really serving your purpose, right? So App Store and Play Store, they'll allow you to upload any number of applications without any blockers. But in Salesforce, it's not possible. We have a team called App Exchange team where first they'll review your application, they'll see the security, the number of screens, the way you have modified, what is this a really business case? Everything will be verified at least for 3 months. Post that, they'll allow you to deploy it in the App Exchange. And then people like other organizations, if they feel like okay they can make use of it, they can make use of it. The moment people started downloading, you can get the money, right? Now there are two things here. One is your product has been reused, and even if you don't have a job, right, by building this application, if you have a business idea, the moment people started using your application, you will get revenue. Which means in Salesforce, it's not that you just have to get the jobs to earn. You can build some applications so that you can earn. Yeah. And these are some of the examples. Numbers actually, I mean, as the slide is looking good, I kept it, but numbers are doubled actually. It's 4 years back slide. It is also not required. Hmm. Yeah, this is where Salesforce started in 1999, and they have acquired lot many companies also. This is also not that important, but yeah, this is important. So yeah, so couple of you definitely might be coming from a different technologies, right? You are looking for a technology switch, right? Why you are looking for it? I'm not criticizing any technology, but when will I look for a technology switch? Two things: the market gone down, let's say there are no much openings, or there is huge competition, right? For one job, 100 and 200 people are fighting for it, right? So in either of the ways, I would say it's a reason for a switch in the technology. Now, consider me, most of my friends, I'm not sure whether it is good or bad. A couple of my friends and couple of my seniors also worked in different technologies and they came to Salesforce. But I have started my career with Salesforce, and I'm sure that I'll end my career in Salesforce itself. Why? Because I believe Salesforce will be there at least for 2 3 decades easily. And looking at the numbers, see, there is no going down till date. As of now, Salesforce is 23 billion dollar company is what I have seen in one of the news in 2022. 23 or not 23? Yeah, $23 billion company also. And their target is to become $35 billion company by 24. And definitely they'll make it. Ram, what is the advantage of this? Why you are showing me this number? If they are becoming 35 or if they could become $100 billion company also, how does it matter to me? See, when you'll get revenue, the more number of customers you are having, right? If you are having more number of customers, which means that more number of requirements, which means more number of developers requirements also, architects requirements also, business analyst requirements also. So the number of requirements are also growing day by day. For example, one of my resources in or one of my junior most resource in my team have resigned the organization, and he said like he is going to a new company. I casually asked him, "Hey, what's the package that they have offered?" He said like, "Ram, actually, as I still have some notice period, I'm not yet decided, but the basic salary that I got for is 30 lakhs for 3.5 years of experience. That's what the market standard of Salesforce is now. Yeah. So there is a huge demand of Salesforce resources in the market. That you can even you can just try it out in Naukri. You just tell them that your profile is based on Salesforce. You'll see the number of calls. And this is one technology where I'm pretty much sure it was not at all affected. In fact, it was increased the demand during COVID and of course next year also. So there are lots and lots of people who lost jobs since COVID. I don't have to tell you, right? But you wouldn't have seen a single Salesforce resource who lost his job during COVID periods. That I can guarantee because that's the demand of Salesforce that you have. And in fact, during COVID, it increased a lot. I've seen people you doing 3 4 jobs also. And these are growth structures and certification tracks. So these are the different set of certifications that you have in the system. So you can be an administrator, you can be a developer or a consultant or an architect or a specialist in CPQ, marketing, Pardot, anything. Yeah, it's not that important because you still have to come. So I in this sessions I'll be discussing about administrators and the developers. And landscape, do we need to discuss? Yep, this is the actual landscape of Salesforce. If you're really interested, you can have a look. But there's not that important, at least for this session. I just kept it to understand the overview. So if you see core sales, these are the core Salesforce platforms. Here you'll see sales, service, uh, and under sales you'll have velocity, you'll have cpqs. Under service you'll have field service, uh, digital engagements, and experience clouds, analytics, Einstein analytics have different features, and it's been integrated with the marketing cloud. You can integrate with Pardot. You have Tableau again got acquired by Salesforce. You do have commerce cloud, and these days recently Salesforce have acquired Slack, if you're aware of, and we are using MuleSoft also, right? But yeah, don't take too much because it will be too heavy for you today. And coming to course content, so you will be getting the documentations from the consultancy, but I'll just give you an overview. So in this course, we are going to discuss about two areas. One is Salesforce admin, and the other one is Salesforce development. So what do you discuss about admin? In admin, so admin of Salesforce is not the same as the admin of any other technology because it's a bit unique. As an admin, I can build an application, I can define the tables, I can run some automation rules, or I can define the automation rules, I can validate the data, I can even load the data into the system, and of course user security will be taken care by me. Anything and everything that can be done using point and clicks. By, for example, if I want to go up, I'm just clicking on up arrow. If I want to go down, I'm clicking on down arrow. It doesn't mean that I'm the person who is building or running the screens at the back end, right? System has given me a few points, right? You click on up arrow, it will go up. Similarly, Salesforce has given some APIs, JavaScript APIs to us, where by just selecting those fields or giving some labels, you can also build an application. So admin can do that. Now when it comes to development, so as everything, I mean, why do, in that case, Ram, why do we need development? Because you are saying using point and clicks I can build an application with a well defined security. So why do we need development? Yes, we need development. Why? Because as it is point and click, Salesforce gives you out of box features, right? And there are cases where the business will ask you to customize the logic in such a way that it is heavily complicated, as their requirements are complicated requirements. That is the place where we'll go with the development, right? So which means you will go with the development only if you are pretty much sure that the requirement cannot be resolved using your admin features. This also means that to be a developer you should first be an admin, right? So now, when you go to the development, you have to learn some basics of Java. Like if you're already a Java developer or a .NET developer, it will definitely be a cakewalk. If not, also it's okay. I'll give you some time. Maybe if you spend, I'll give you some documents also. So if you spend some time in looking at those documents, maybe an hour just before the first session, it will be enough. It'll be easy because till date even I don't know Java, but I'm well versed with Apex, which is the Salesforce server language. So in that way also you can start. Okay, and for UIs, we will build components. For integration, we'll discuss about the different patterns of integrations, and we'll see how the release management happens in Salesforce, like what are the different environments that we have in Salesforce, all this. And by the way, we will discuss about an application rather than simply speaking about these features in the sessions. We'll start with some application on day one itself, and we'll start discussing about the features, and we'll try to implement the same features on that application so that by end of the course you will have an application in your hand with a well defined features. Finally, you should go with some certifications, right? So with this course you will either become an admin, or I mean, you can go with admin or advanced admin. But first thing is admin, like one, there is a prerequisite, or you can directly go with PD1, right? For either of this, you have to pay $200 fee to Salesforce by registration. This is not something which is like connected with your consultancy. the payment that you're doing with career ID. But I'm sure that I'll give you a voucher. I can't reveal the percentage, but I will definitely give you a good discount. So you have to pay around $200 to Salesforce for completing this certification. So you will be getting a very good discount, not less than 50%. Okay. So which means more or less the amount that you are paying to learn the career, Salesforce in career IT will be redeemed. Yeah, that is all. Anyone has any questions?
For now, no, Ram.
Hello, Ram.
Yeah.
Are you going to teach Visual Force, Visual Source, the front end design?
Visual Force has not been used by anyone because 2014, since 2014, people are using Lightning.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's been almost a decade. So people stopped using
Hmm.
VF pages.
Okay.
So we'll discuss about the custom user interfaces like Lightning components rather than Visual Force. It has not been used. There's no point in discussing.
Yeah. Uh,
And of course, even Salesforce clearly mentioned in 2016 itself to all the businesses or all the customers saying that please don't define any solutions in VF pages. Start building the components using Lightning.
okay.
Anything else? Anyone?
One more thing, Ram. Like how many days you take in total? Every day you take 1 hour only?
Yeah, it's 1 hour a day, maximum one
Okay.
hour. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So during that time, it's not that 1 hour we'll discuss only the concepts, but
Mm-hmm.
we will. I mean, I will do a kind of mock interviews, people like asking multiple questions, and
Mm-hmm.
then we'll see the examples. We'll practice during this 1 hour, and
Okay.
so it will be 50-50. Like 20 days or 20 sessions will be on admin, and 20 days will be on development.
On console development side, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine, Ram. Just I was thinking. Okay, what today? That is fine. No worries.
Hey Ram, this is Hiram here. I have one question.
Yeah.
So, how many sessions are you going to have in this training? Do you have any
As
numbers?
I mentioned, it'll be plus or minus 40 in total to
Okay,
cover both admin and development.
okay. So it is every day, right?
Every weekday, 5 days in a week.
Okay, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Thank you.
Hey Ram, myself Harish, and what will be the costing?
Uh, Financial discussions, career IT will be taking care.
Okay. So we will start this session, or is this ended? How? I have
Yeah, for
just
today, that's it. It's just a demo for today. So from tomorrow, actual session starts. So
So
I
are
didn't
you
show
going to
you
share any
any.
documents? Sorry
Sorry,
for
go
the
on.
interruption. Ram, are you going to share any documents before the session
Yes, of
starts
course,
tomorrow?
you will.
Okay.
Before the session starts, no, definitely. So maybe after a week or so, you will be getting it.
Mhm.
But you will be getting all the documents. No worry about the documents.
Ram, it totally takes 40 hours, right?
Kind of, yeah. 40
So
sessions,
it's
I would say.
so it's close to like a month.
2 months.
Yeah, 40 40 hours. So it's like in a week. Okay, 2 months. Okay, that's fine.
So Ram, I have one last question before leaving. So are we going to practice anything in like kind of, do you have any practical exercises in these sessions like,
Yes. So tomorrow we will create a Salesforce org for free. Okay, where
okay,
it will be a lifetime free editions. So I will ask one of you to share the screen, and we'll see some basic screens of Salesforce tomorrow. So you will be creating your own licenses. Okay,
okay,
anyways, Salesforce has given it for free. So in that environment itself, I will tell you how it works.
okay. Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
and that is
Yeah,
good
I'm
enough
good. I
for.
mean, talking of Ram, I'll talk to the other guys.
Okay.
Yeah, hi Ram. This is Rajesh. How about job opportunities after this course? Will there be any
Uh,
placement assistance?
As far as I know, I would say yes, because I got to know that Career IT is connected with 2 3 companies where when post the trainings based on your performance, they will schedule some interviews. Post that, there's a chance that you will be getting a job. Is there anyone from Career IT who can take this question? Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it will be provided.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Ram. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. So I think from tomorrow it will be 7 a.m. IST every day. I mean
Okay,
every
7
weekday.
a.m.
Yeah, Monday to Friday. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Thank you. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Hi all. Morning and good evening. This is Lakshmi from Career IT. Important info from our end. The regular sessions will be starting from Tuesday IST and the timings are from 7 to 8 a.m. IST. We will be updating the details in mail and WhatsApp as well. So please wait for a day for more details. Thank you.